Hey, what's up, guys? It's TonyCouldveBeen here. This video is very important, but a minor piece right now is I'm gonna show this to you guys. Hopefully, you can see it. As you can see, there are 214 platinums now, and it keeps going up, guys. It keeps going up. But on a more serious note, let me just get situated here. Bear with me here, please. So, wow, that's really bright. I didn't mean for it to be so bright. So I was at Kmart the other day. Oh, maybe I shouldn't mention that. No, I was just at my retail job, and I'm working, right? And this woman stops me and asks me where the fire pits are, and I explained to her they're kind of out of season, and I showed her where they would be once they come back in season, and she was grateful. For some reason, I forget how it started, but she mentioned she was in the process, and I already started working towards the National Guard with the military, with the Army. For those of you that don't know, the National Guard is basically the American Army that stays within America, and most of what they do is, as far as I know, I could be correct, please correct me if I'm wrong, as far as I know, all they do is, not all they do, but they mainly do natural disaster relief. They do, like, things that take place within the borders of America. Whereas the reserve and the active military, they typically get deployed and, fight wars or something. I'm not really sure. I wasn't in that long, but so I'm just talking to her, and I wish she was more attractive, because we're totally having this awesome conversation, and I just wasn't attracted to her, and but that's besides the point. That's besides. It's me thinking with my dick. But anyway, so we were talking, and I was telling her, like, about my experience at boot camp and AIT, and I asked her what her MOS was. For those who don't know or not know anyone in the military, MOS stands for Mission Operative Specialty, Mission Operation Specialty, something like that. MOS. And that's basically, in the military, everyone has a job, and you get trained for that job, to do that job, specifically just that job. Now, are there skills that every soldier must know, either by heart or be well versed in? Of course. Everyone needs to know how to shoot. Everyone needs to stay in shape. Basic things like that. But beyond that, her MOS was, she was working in the field of psychology and like mental health in general, and I think it was something like X-rays, I don't know. I should look it up, but I don't think this is necessary. I don't want to review too much here, but she was in the process of getting her LCSW, as in to be a social worker, and she got sidetracked from school, and she decided to enlist in the National Guard because she could work in one of the best like social working mental health facilities in the country. I don't know about the world, but the country. So she could get the credit hours and the credit with her GI Bill, which is does everyone know what the GI Bill is? Basically, when you enlist and start serving in the military, they will pay for some of your schooling, especially if it's related to your MOS. So she was able to get credit hours, credit, and experience, just for, like, spending what, like, I don't know how often National Guard and Reserve train. I know Reserve was like I think like 2 weekends a month or something like that. But in the reserve, could you get deployed and be considered active duty? Yes. Yes, you can. Anyone tells you otherwise is living a fantasy, because if there's a war going on, which there may or may not be right now, I don't know, who knows what's going on right now, but yeah, if there's a war going on and there's not enough soldiers, of course they're going to deploy the reservists, of course. I mean, like, a human body with the ability to kill, I mean, or defend, if you want to call it that, like, that's invaluable. That's completely necessary in today's world, unfortunately. And it's always been necessary. It's always been that case. If you want peace, then you must prepare for war, etc. But anyway, back to the conversation. She was extremely grateful that we had this conversation, because I gave her some tips about physical training and stuff that so in the military, as far as I know, the Army, maybe the entire military, but let's just say the Army, push-ups, sit-ups, and running, for lack of a better term, running. Those are the 3 aspects of physical fitness, physical training, PT as they call it, that you must have. And I gave some tips, like, you know, like for the ruck march. For you, those of you who don't know, a rucksack is the military backpack. It has to be a certain percentage of your weight when you march for, I believe it's 8 to 10 miles. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, because you're not running, but you are consistently walking for maybe like, I don't know, more than 5 hours, basically. You're marching, so you're not just taking a stroll. You have this heavy fucking backpack, and you're marching for hours. That might not seem hard to you, but you just have to be prepared. That's why they train you, because everything leads up to the point where you could pass the physical training tests. And I explained to her, you know, I was awesome at push-ups, I was decent at sit-ups, but my running was my Achilles heel. I explained to her, like, at one point I had shin splints, so that just made it so much worse. And I've just never been good at running. Like, jogging is different than running, because, like, when you're running, you have to meet a certain time. So if you're not running fast enough, then it doesn't matter how long you're running for, because if you can't meet the time, then, like, theoretically you wouldn't be able to serve in the military. She was very grateful for the conversation. I explained to her that like the week or 2 before when I was gonna go to the medical facility and then from there go to my boot camp, my basic training, I watched like every war movie that ever won any award. I watched a whole bunch of war movies, and I told her about that, and like she actually thought it was kind of funny, and it was a good idea, because like it prepares you for the worst, because you know how Hollywood dramatizes everything, and it was just I was really happy that my small amount of experience in the military helped someone else. And like, it's just one of the biggest things in my life that I felt like was cut short. A lot of people don't know this. I talk a little bit about this in my book, but I was devastated when I couldn't continue in the military as I thought I wanted, at the time I felt I wanted. And the way I was discharged too, because of this stigma of mental illness, that just because I have bipolar disorder, when I could easily just go to a pharmacy and just bring the pills with me. There's therapists in the military. I mean, like, now, are they actually out there in the sandbox in some foreign country? Probably not. Is there a pharmacy overseas in the desert? Probably not. But with the right resources, isn't it doable? If I'm stable the way I am right now with the meds, basically just the meds I'm taking right now, why can't it be doable in a regular situation where you're serving in the military and you're stable? I mean, I understand now, hearing me talk about it, of course it's far-fetched, of course it's not realistic, I guess, but sorry, I'm just not necessarily emotional about it, just like I said, I don't think I really have any regrets in life, but I have unfinished business with it. And the only problem is that until a cure is found or some bullshit like that, like, it's gonna stay unfinished. My MOS was my job in the military was supposed to be civil affairs. Now, people hear that and they think, oh, is that like diplomacy? I mean, I guess it sort of is, but it's basically nation rebuilding. Now, what does that mean? Now, nation rebuilding, to me, and from everyone else I've heard who still serves in the military, it's like building a well for a village that does not have clean water. It's like building pipes. It's like building houses for domiciles for people to live in. And when I spoke to my recruiter, I specified that that's the type of stuff that I wanted to do. I want to help people, because just because you're in the military does not mean you're some gun-wielding crazy person that just wants to kill people. No, that shouldn't be what the military is about. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not. Now, you can have whatever preconceived stereotypes that you want in your little fantasy world, but I'm just saying that I was explaining to her, you know, like, I wanted to show, like, I don't want to say foreigners, but people who are not American, that we're all not these gun crazy, murderous, greedy, evil people. I want to show people that not all Americans are like that. Are there Americans like that? Of course there are. But I don't know. I just wanted to show that there's good people out there. And I thought I was one of them. To this day, I still think I'm one of them. But unfortunately, it's not on paper that way. Yeah, I don't think people realize just how devastated I was that I couldn't pursue a dream I had, even if it was only for a contract of 6 to 8 years or whatever it is. At that time, that was what I wanted to do. And I'm not lying when I say that part of me still wants to do that. Is that going to stop me from doing that? Not necessarily. I could join the Peace Corps, I could do a whole bunch of other stuff, but again, my condition, my disorder, puts roadblocks in that. I've applied for the Peace Corps before. I tried to find every loophole I could find that somehow a person with a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, or any diagnosis, anything related to mental health, can still do the activity required that they're willing to do for a minimum amount of money. Because it's funny that basketball players, football players get paid millions of dollars. And for example, the National Guard, who protect, defend, and relief for this country, they get paid like shit. They will make more money being a lawyer. They will make more money in some cases being in the medical field. But if you're being shot at, don't you think you should make more money than someone who plays a game for a fucking living? A physical sport? A game? I'm pretty sure in physical sports and games, your life isn't on the line. I hate it when my computer does that. It's idle because, like, you know, I don't want to waste electricity, but I don't know. This video is a long one. This might be one of my longest videos in a while, excluding the PlayStation streams. But of course, that was long. But I don't know. She was very grateful we had that conversation, and I was honestly looking around because, like, I didn't want to seem like I was just bullshitting while I worked, because I was on my 15-minute break, but we were talking for at least 20 minutes, half an hour. I kept looking around because I was like, you know, I kind of wanted to keep talking to her, but yeah. She was just very hopeful. She cut her hair short, you know, to prepare for because in the military, yes, women are supposed to have certain hairstyles, blah blah, just like men are supposed to have. But sorry, I'm just now this reminds me of a time when I applied to teach English in South Korea. It was through one of my friends who at the time was working in South Korea, and I was disqualified. I was not accepted because bipolar disorder. I don't know what to say to that anymore, to be honest. Like, when I was growing up, anything that I wanted to do, I thought I could do, given the appropriate amount of effort, hard work, and discipline. When I had all those intact, I felt like the world was my oyster. But when bipolar disorder hit, nervous breakdown after nervous breakdown hit, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to work a part-time retail job while venting on YouTube in front of my 15 or so subscribers? I mean, I will admit that I do get a lot of views for some of my basketball videos, but I'm just tired, man. Just tired. But at least my experience seemed to help one soldier. I wish her the best of luck. And before we said our goodbyes, I said something that I wish could be appropriately said to me, that I dreamed could have been said to me in the future, was when we departed, I just said, thank you for your service. And she said it back to me. And this is the first time anyone has ever said that to me. But hey, I'm just some guy on a YouTube channel. I'm not getting emotional about it. I'm just, the devastation of it just hits me hard. It's not so much I felt like I could have been somebody. It's that I lost that somebody I could have been. It's one of those nights, man. It's 2 a.m. Saturday night. just got my 214th platinum and talking to YouTube about dreams that would arguably will never become reality. Yeah, I've led an interesting, diverse life. I mean, just like my resume. I was just so touched that after I explained everything to her, she still told me, thank you for your service. Well, that's that. 20 minutes YouTube video. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later, because right now I don't feel like becoming emotional on camera. But maybe somewhere out there someone's watching this video and being like, hey, just because this guy couldn't make a difference, maybe it'll inspire me to make a difference. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.